Good morning. What time is it? It's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm in here. The wind has been fierce all night long. I'm out boondocking on BLM land near the border of California. It's about 2 hours from Phoenix, 4 hours from Tucson. It's about 4 hours from Flagstaff, and I think y'all know the name. I'm in Quartzsite. Yes. Out boondocking. Let me get this water going. Guess what? We're going to have some coffee. I'll make it while I chit-chat. The wind is fierce. It was fierce. It started around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It went all through the night. It's a little calm right now. About an hour ago, it was still really blowing. So there's a calmness. But it's going to culminate at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's going to culminate to about 50 mile an hour wind gust. I know a lot of people say, oh, get out into nature. I'll tell you, nature, you don't fool with Mother Nature, as they used to say in that one commercial. Well, I don't know if it's Mother Nature, but I had to open up a new box. This is the creamer that I use. Get a new box. I'm going to make a large cup of coffee or tea for us. So what I do is I keep this box in here. I just transfer it in. I just don't feel like cutting that, so I throw it away. Got my cut box. Put it in there, yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. Wind. Whatever. Yeah. It's been fun out here. I've really been enjoying myself. We got the tent up. It wasn't as funny because we knew a little bit more of what we were doing. But, yeah, we worked together on it and we got it up, and it's just as, grueling putting it up taking it down as it is putting it up. So when we leave, we do have to take it down because it has to be folded in a certain way, very tightly, to fit in that one canvas cover that we can carry it in. It keeps the tent really nice. Really like the tent. It's a Kodiak 10 by 14. As I said in the video, just in case you didn't watch the video, it's a 10 by 14 flex bow and canvas tent. A duck canvas, which I don't know what that is. But it is. It's duck canvas. So let me get my cup ready. Nice blue. Whoops. Yeah, let's see. That doesn't help, does it? Does that help? Maybe. Okay. Well, today I wanted to get ready, put on some makeup. I haven't done that in a few days. Big deal, huh? But I do enjoy being a stylish nomad. I do enjoy still going with style and looking nice, even though I live in my minivan. And in case you didn't know, I live in my minivan full time, and I have for 6 years. And I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I like the minimalism of it. My theory is the larger your home, the more you fill it. You fill things in, and then the more things that end up on your shoulder. When I got rid of all of my products, all of my stuff in my home, what a weight that was. I didn't see that coming. But when you do that and you give most of your possessions away, the things that really are not necessary for living, wow. I mean, it's a big weight off your shoulders. So a lot of people talk about minimalism. Well, it is a thing. It really is a cool thing to live minimally. It's fun, and it's almost a freedom that I feel inside, a freedom of being minimal. So yeah, I am minimal. Let me get this up here. I have a drip system. Now I put 2 heaping spoonfuls of coffee in here. I use Starbucks. I get it at Walmart. And I think this is breakfast blend. It says it's a hint of cocoa and roasted pralines. Hey, it works, right? Sounds pretty cool, don't it? So with the wind, I don't know, is there a hair? I've got a hair. See if I can get it. It's like invisible tickling me. Oh, I'm being attacked by a hair. Okay. Well, yes, around 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the wind really started taking off again. So I pulled up my tarps outside, except the one right here, and started putting everything inside the tent. I was still I hadn't uploaded. No, that hair is still visiting me. Oh, maybe it was right there. Okay. I know. I'm being attacked by hair. Well, I had my Starlink. Yesterday's video was about Starlink. And I don't know exactly if I described it properly. As time goes on, I will keep you posted on Starlink, how it's working, what's going on. I do sense that this is only the first step, and that new equipment, once it gets more improved, I'm still waiting for this to drip. Once it improves, we'll have to buy new equipment. I know. But for out here, wow. I would have to, if I was going to upload a video, I would have to go all the way into town. It just wasn't happening out here. It would take like a good 24 hours just to upload, because the cell coverage out here isn't that great. So Paul has been able to download some movies onto his phone. That way he doesn't get interruption with streaming a movie when he's out here sitting in his van. And I, of course, get to upload my videos for y'all. Well, yesterday when the wind started, it really slowed down. It took a good hour and a half to upload my video. So wind obviously does affect the signals coming from the satellite. So I'll keep you updated on that. Okay, so it's going to be windy today. We're going into Quartzsite for the morning. Going to go have breakfast. We've been kind of out here for a couple days totally exclusively, but we're going to go in and have some breakfast and maybe pick up a few things at KB, and I don't know, maybe picks up some wood. After tomorrow, the wind is going to calm down for a few days, so maybe we could get a campfire, get some wood, and maybe do a load of laundry. But I do want to get back here at a certain point because it's really going to be windy. I don't want to be on the road driving. So that's my plans for today. Now that that's updated, I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I'm going to get my coffee finished here. Oh, and then we got to dump garbage too. There's in Quartzsite, between the BLM land where I stay, because there's BLM around. There's Dome Rock, there's Scad and Wash, there's High Jolly, there's Plamosa, there's LTVAs, long-term visitor areas, things like that. So they're kind of all around, but where I'm at, it's in between the refuse station where we can dump garbage, is between where I'm at and Quartzsite, the city, the little town of Quartzsite. Yeah, there's still people out here. Not a lot. That's why I'm glad I waited to come out here. There's not a lot of people out here. Yeah. Yesterday there was one. There was a Class A, an older one. It's almost looked like vintage. A vintage Class A. I mean, literally, I can see another, like a trailer or a fifth wheel, way off. I mean, it looks ever so small. That's how vast. There's not that many people out here. Well, this vintage Class A. So I watched them go by. It was like 400 feet from me. And then he parked like right over here, and I'm like, what? Of all this land where there's nothing, he parked like right there. He didn't stay long. I was kind of nervous about it. It's like, because I want to do filming, and I just don't. I'm enjoying just sort of being out here in the middle of nowhere with nobody else. Me and Paul just together, and there's nobody around, nobody even walking their dogs, nothing. Well, he got out. He had a dog, big dog, and no leash, and just walking around. I thought, oh, I'm like, why? Why did you park right there? I mean, within 2 minutes, I could have walked over to talk to him. It just, yeah. I know that sometimes people think, why do you nomads keep complaining about that? Well, it wasn't so much because he did leave. And then he parked not too far, but he parked farther away. And then he just took off. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he just wanted to see. He's new to Arizona. Wanted to experience the desert for a little bit and then leave. But it is a big deal when you're out here. And we couldn't have moved very easy because we got the tent up. To take the tent down and move it and put it back up. Oy vey, but he did leave. But it is a big deal. If you think it's not a big deal, it hasn't happened to you. It's sort of like you got your home, you're in your house, and then somebody just sort of like hangs out like right by your house all day, or your neighbors, they have a party. And you got people, yeah, running across, yeah. It's like the same thing. Yes, I know BLM land is free, but it just seems rude. And this is all I got to say about that. It's just kind of rude when you do that to somebody. Let's see what else is going on here. Let me put this away. So, I was out doing the filming of the Starlink, and I looked, and Paul goes, you got to see this. I had my sliding door open. Abby just hopped in and laid down and fell asleep. It was kind of cute. I've never seen her do that before. She just hopped in and decided, well, I'm going to make myself at home here. And she was so comfortable. It's so soft on my floor. On my floor, I have a huge carpet, a very thick, regular carpet for a home. It's a nice one. I spent money on it. It's a 8x5. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blankets down here. So it's actually pretty cushy. I mean, I'm very comfortable. Like I've said many times, I'm very comfortable in here. This is sort of my couch. Well, let's go ahead and enjoy some coffee or tea. Here's yours. Here's mine. Cheers. Oh, that's good. A hint of cocoa. Do you get the hint? And a hint of roasted pralines. Oh, yeah. Oh, I will mention. Okay, big announcement. Put on the horns. I have got rid of all the added little flavorings, all that powdered creamer, the chocolate, all that stuff. This is just cream and coffee. It takes a while. And when you want to give up something, you really have to be determined to say, this is it. I'm done. I said it a few times previously, but I still go back to it. Ooh, I want that cocoa. I want that chocolate flavor. Now, some of you recommended, oh, well, just get cocoa. I tried that. It's not the same. It just wasn't the same. But then one of you said, well, there's like so many chemicals in the creamer, the powdered creamer, that you don't want that. And to actually drink something like that into first thing in the morning in my body, it just didn't seem like a good plan. You know what I mean? I did get, when I came out here, I got myself a Coleman citronella candle. If I don't use it much today, I did try it. That's a weird kind of a wick, but I didn't know. I know there aren't that many mosquitoes out here, but I thought, well, I don't know. Does anybody know, does this repel flies? Because by the time we leave, I think it's going to really warm up. Let me look here. I think it is going to warm up a little bit. And that's when the flies come in. If my door is open, the flies come in. I do have a screen that I can put over like a mosquito net thing. And another suggestion that you've all had, I might try it, I don't know. The ones where the magnetic things where they close magnetically. It's like a screen that people put on there. We'll see. Okay, why don't you just stay there? It just, yeah. I think, yeah, it's going to get up to 70 here on Sunday. But that's probably about the time that we'll be leaving anyway, so once it gets warm, the flies start coming in, yeah. Well, I haven't had time yet to actually clean my van out, to pull things out. I want to get over today with all the wind, and then everything's going to calm down probably tomorrow. I can film and start pulling things out. Now, today I want to go do my laundry. I want to do my clothes and get that done so I can get all my clothes drawers kind of cleaned out. But then come tomorrow, I want to pull all of my blankets. All of these blankets are going to get washed. This is spring cleaning, and it's going to happen. I want to redo this window too. So I think today when I'm in town, I want to see if I can... I need to do these windows again, and I'm not really sure. I'd like to get some more Reflectix, maybe, and just put it on the window. Just get her up and put it up there. But this is a towel I put up because the light kept coming through. I didn't have proper underneath what was underneath there. So I put that up, but I'm not happy with this either. Although it looks nice, doesn't it? But yeah. Well, there's just some things. This I'm not too sure about. But I want to take everything out, clean it, put my winter clothes underneath that well where my third row seats went, if they were here. If you're new to my channel, all of my seats are gone out of my minivan except the driver's seat, the captain's chair. My passenger seat is gone. The second row seats are gone. The third row seats are out. Some people leave the third row seats in and they just like bring them down and then they can live. But to me, it's like, well, why? If I'm not going to use my third row seats, I don't want to be carrying that weight. Each seat can be like 50, 60 pounds. I don't want to carry that weight. So, here's another thing I'm going to do, everybody. And I'll show you when it happens. But I am going to clean out my food bin, my overflow. There are foods in there that I can be putting, since I have storage, that I could be putting in storage. I really can. I don't need to be carrying that food. One of you did mention that, and I think you're right. I just don't. You know, if there's an emergency and we run out and we have to run and we have to take off, I mean, God forbid, I don't think that food's going to keep me alive very well over the long haul, because if you don't have water is really what you should be taking. You can't go more than 3-4 days without water. And without water, you can't eat anyways. You need water to digest your food. So if you don't have water, I mean, the food, unless it's a can of beans with the water in it, you want to drink the water. I mean, that, yes. But like a can of of something else, it's just not really going to help. So that, and not to get into morbidity, is that a word, morbidity? Morbid things, I'm going to actually go through and set them aside. So while I'm in town, I want to look for a box so I can actually, or I guess I could use a bag, but put them in a bag. And until I go, maybe put all that in the tent. So one of you asked, now that I got the tent up, what am I going to do with the tent? Well, no, I'm not going to sleep in the tent because my bedding is in here. This is my home. That's just an extension. So the tent, putting it up really was to, I don't know, I guess maybe practice putting up the tent, to show you the tent, but also I can exercise in there and not be in the sun. Because literally, I don't have a gym right now. And what am I going to do? I mean, where am I going to exercise? Where am I going to lay down and stretch? Well, in the tent. And where am I just going to get out of the sun for a while? Where am I going to just have a moment where I can be out of my van, but not just in the elements? Because when you're out boondocking, if you're not in your rig, you're out in the elements. You're just out there. There's no tree shade. You're out in the sun. You're out. If the wind, even if it doesn't say it's going to be a windy day, guess what? It's still wind. There's still wind. No matter what, there seems to be wind in Quartzsite. Yeah. Now, we're having the same wind in Tucson, 4 hours south. But, there's buildings and trees that can kind of block the wind a little bit. Out here, there's nothing. You're just out here in the wind. Yeah. So let's see, what else? What else is going on? Nomadic Millennial. Nomadic Millennial is Tyler Denton. He's a really good friend of mine, and he's got his channel going. I'll leave the link for his channel if you want to go ahead and subscribe to it. Listen to my voice. It's just kind of scratchy lately. It's not your soft, lovely, smooth voice. Remember, Mel Torme, he was called what was he called? The Velvet Singer? Something like that. Yeah, he had this velvet voice. This is not velvet. This is sandpaper. And back to Tyler. He's Nomadic Millennial. Well, he'll be coming to Tucson pretty soon, and I'm going to do a van tour of him, so that'll be good. And I've never met him face to face, so I'll be meeting him. Hey, Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. I don't think there's not as many questions. The one question that I did get was, what am I going to do with the tent? Now that it's there, no, I'm not going to sleep in it. I sleep here. If you're new to my channel, I do sleep here. I have my sleeping bag right there. I fold it up in the morning when I get up and get going, so I can get dressed and make coffee. I just lay it out here, which I still want to show some of you that are newer to the channel and get that rolled out. Well, this is just sort of an update. I really feel like there was more that I wanted to talk about, but I'm just going on and on. It's a fun life, everybody. It really is. It's not fun every minute of every day, 365, but Tyler and I talked about this. Let me mention this. Tyler and I talked about this on the phone, that there are some nomad channels that they just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger rigs, or they end up, their goal was to get a channel, but then they wanted to move into an apartment eventually and do it that way. I really enjoy, I don't think I want to upgrade to a bigger rig. Some of you have asked me that. Well, do you think you'd get a bigger? I like the minivan. I really like the minivan. If I was going to spend my money on anything else, it'd be maybe a tiny home and some land and still live the minimal life. But I don't think I would upgrade to anything larger than a minivan. The minivan works for me. I mean, I've got everything I need here. And as long as I have storage, which storage is pretty cheap. The storage that we have, it's pretty decent. It's decent size. And it was only, I think it was like $65, $70 a month, which I could afford myself. But Paul and I shared the expense of that. So it's like $35 a month. It's a lot cheaper than rent, you know. But I don't think I would upgrade to a larger van. I like the minivan. It's stealthy. It works. I know how to live here very comfortably. And I do like it. It does get you outside. But this winter has been, well, it's been a very tough winter for all of us. For all of us. Not just me, but for the nomads out there, I think pretty much everybody is pretty much saying, yeah. It's been a very cold winter for us, even down in the Southwest. 6 o'clock, my alarm went off. I always know. Okay, everyone. I love you. It was good having some coffee with you. I do have the book, How to Live in a Minivan, The Minivan Leeway. It's a good book. I think it's the best nomad book out there because I get you prepared from A to Z, what to think about, all the way to where to go once you're in your minivan, where to go, and advice. So I take you step by step, but I hold your hand along the way. And I think it's well written with lots and lots of lists. I did have somebody mention that, let me just say this. Let me say this about that. I did write the book, so of course I want to promote it. And I think women in business is a good thing, don't you? And sometimes I find that even on my Facebook group that somebody would complain, well, why do you sell things? Well, because I'm in business, because I'm a woman, and why can't women do business? I mean, of course, we want to promote our products so that we can survive and support ourselves. And I think that's bottom line, so we can support ourselves and we can get paid for the work that we do. And I had somebody recently say, well, that they enjoyed one of my videos because I wasn't trying to sell my things. And that was refreshing. Well, I don't know. I sometimes I take offense to that because I think women should support other women. And it's not like I spend hours and hours promoting my products. At the end of my videos, I do mention and remind everybody, if they want this, to go to minivanlee.com and check out my products. So I was going to mention that I do have neck gaiters still. I don't know how long I'm going to have them. I think the product that I have now is what I have. I won't be getting any more. I'll be looking for new things. But I do still have some neck gaiters. And they are really, I wouldn't sell anything that wasn't something that I used. I do also have my sunglasses. I think I've got 2 more of these. This is the Lee style. And I do have I do have the Glenna style. Hey Glenna, I named some glasses after you. And so I do have some of those. So I'm just reminding you about the sunglasses that I have. I do have chamogs. I wore a chamog yesterday in the Starlink, and that was the purple chamog. I do have those. I need to wear those when it's really windy to protect my hair. Yeah. And they can also protect your face. You can take, if it's so bad, you can take it, the military wear those, and take it over and cover your face so just your eyes are out. And like I said, and I've got the book. I also have the exercise tapes. I took the time to produce an exercise video for y'all. And, of course, I'm going to mention it. So I think it's okay to promote myself. There are nomad channels and any YouTube channel that have sponsors. And so what they do is they get paid to mention their product. Well, let me just say this about that. I sponsor myself. Yeah. So if you want to see those products, go to minivanly.com. And of course on Amazon is the book. So there you go. I love you guys. And I will talk to you tomorrow. You know I will. And I'll have another riveting episode for you. I love you. Bye.